Hi everybody, we're going to be doing our FSA review and we're going to be talking about Unit 1 today, which is Nature of Science. And on our page 1, we are going to be talking about investigations, experiments, observations, inferences, and things like that. So you need to follow along. If you want to have a highlighter, you're more than welcome to highlight and then fill it in. But these are going to be the main things that you need to remember for Nature of Science for FSA. So this tab says Nature of Science on the bottom. Answering a question that has been asked by simply observing or collecting data is not a complete scientific method. A hypothesis is not necessary. So if I am just observing something or taking note of something that is happening, I do not have to have a whole scientific method or an experiment and a hypothesis. So here's an example. How tall can a flower grow in a month? I'm not going to be able to have a full-blown experiment because I'm not testing a question and how something affects another item or how something affects something else. I am just testing I'm just seeing how tall a flower can go. So I'm just measuring it and observing it. And so that is not an experiment. That is an investigation. So this would be an experiment. An experiment is when you're answering a question that has been asked by comparing results to something else. It includes variables, it has cause and effect, relationship, and you use the scientific method. An example could be, what type of flower grows the quickest in a month? Or what kind of fertilizer helps a specific flower grow in a month? Now let's talk about observations and inferences. Observations are using your 5 senses, like to see, hear, taste, feel, and smell. An observation is the gathering of information using our 5 senses. Background knowledge, what we already know, put together with observations that we take from our 5 senses, equals inferences. An inference is an explanation about what I'm observing. Why do I think it's happening? A control group. A control group is the group that is given either a standard treatment or nothing at all. Here's some examples. Does Gatorade increase your athletic performance? Your control group would be water. You would give them regular water without what you're testing. Because you might have other things that are affecting athletic performance, not just the Gatorade. Gets Gatorade. Let me zoom out here a little bit. And control gets water. I'm actually going to cross this off because I want to talk about independent variables. An independent variable is what you are testing. Your dependent variable is what you are measuring. So in our example above, my independent variable, what I'm testing is Gatorade. So the amount of Gatorade or the kind of Gatorade, I'm not sure exactly what we're testing here, but the Gatorade would be your independent variable. Now your dependent variable is going to be what you're measuring, and your measuring is going to be your athletic performance. Whatever the person who is doing the experiment decides how they're measuring their athletic performance, how fast they run a mile, a certain exercise that they have to do. That's going to be what we're measuring. And what you're testing could be the amount of Gatorade, the kind of Gatorade that they're going to be using to test. So that is what you would need to know about investigations, experiments, observations, inferences, control groups, and variables.